60 Graphic Design Tips. Goal is to master the principles of visual communication. Design for understanding. If the message isn't clear in 3 seconds, the design has failed. The rule of thirds. Position the most important elements or focal points along the intersecting lines of a 3x3 grid. Hierarchy of information. Guide the eye. Use size, color, and placement to clearly define the order in which information should be consumed. Proximity principle. Group related elements. Place items that belong together physically close to reinforce their relationship. The Gestalt principles. Briefly introduce closure, similarity, and figure to explain how the human brain organizes visual data. Visual balance. Differentiate between symmetrical balance or formal and asymmetrical balance or dynamic, and when to use each. Repetition for cohesion. Create consistency. Repeat elements like fonts, colors, shapes, or textures throughout a project. The power of negative space. Less is more. Use ample white or empty space to let key elements breathe and improve readability. Color theory basics. Understand the difference between hue, saturation, and value, and their emotional impact. CMYK versus RGB. Know your output. Use CMYK for print projects and RGB for digital screens. Monochromatic palettes. Use variations in brightness and saturation of a single color for an elegant, non-distracting look. Complementary colors. Maximize contrast. Use colors directly opposite each other on the color wheel to make elements pop. The 60-30-10 rule. Apply a color palette using 60% dominant, 30% secondary, and 10% accent color distribution. Serif versus sans serif. Use serif fonts with feet for long-form print reading and sans serif fonts without feet for clean digital use. The 2-font rule. Limit your design to no more than 2 font families, 1 primary, 1 secondary, to maintain harmony. Kerning and tracking. Master spacing. Adjust kerning, space between letters, and tracking, space between words, for visual balance. Leading, line spacing. Use a leading value that is roughly 1.25 to 1.5 times the font size for comfortable reading. Font pairing. Pair fonts that have contrasting personalities. Example, a strong display font with a simple body font, but similar weights. Web fonts safety. Use Google Fonts or licensed web fonts to ensure cross-browser and cross-device display consistency. Resolution for print. Ensure all print images are at least 300 dpi, dots per inch, at the final printed size to avoid pixelation. Resolution for web. Optimize web images to 72 dpi and compress file size to speed up loading times. Vector versus raster. Logos are vectors. Use vector graphics for scalable graphics and raster graphics for photos. Non-destructive editing. Use adjustment layers in Photoshop instead of making direct changes to the image layer. Cropping technique. Crop to tell a story. Eliminate irrelevant information and focus the viewer on the emotional center of the image. The golden ratio. Use the 1.618 ratio to determine proportions and placements for compositions that are naturally pleasing to the eye. Source high-quality assets. Use reputable stock photo sites or hire a photographer. Never use blurry or watermarked images. Consistency in filters. If using photo filters or color overlays, apply the exact same effect across all images for a project. Layer organization. Label your layers. Group and label your layers. Example, BG, text headline, CTA, to maintain sanity and collaborate efficiently. Masking for depth. Use clipping masks and layer masks to blend images and create seamless effects without permanent destruction. Grid systems. Establish structure. Use columns and rows to align elements, ensuring order and professionalism. Margins and padding. Define boundaries. Use margins to separate elements from the edge of the design and padding to separate elements internally. Gutters or column spacing. Ensure column gutters are wide enough to clearly separate text blocks and guide flow. Modular grid. Use a modular grid, rows and columns, for complex magazine layouts and detailed website interfaces. The Z pattern. Design landing pages and posters to follow the Z pattern. Top left, top right, middle, bottom left, for Western audiences. F pattern for text. Acknowledge that users skim long text in an F shape. Place critical keywords in the first 2 lines and subheads. Designing for bleed. Extend past the edge. For print design, extend background images and color blocks beyond the trim line to prevent white edges. Visual weight. Assign visual weight based on size, color saturation, and density to control which element the eye sees first. Infographic flow. Use arrows, lines, and numbering to ensure a clear, easy-to-follow narrative progression in data visualization. Responsiveness. Web. Always design with mobile, tablet, and desktop versions in mind. Assets must be fluid and scalable. There are 3 types of logos. Understand the difference between word marks, pictorial marks, and abstract marks. Logo scalability. Design logos to look good at the size of a favicon, 16 by 16 pixels, and on a billboard. Brand consistency. The Design Bible. Create a detailed brand style guide defining color codes, fonts, and logo usage. Voice and tone. Ensure visual language, shapes, textures, colors, matches the brand's verbal identity. Example, playful versus corporate. Iconography best practice. Use a consistent style, line weight, corner radius, filler outline, across all icons for a cohesive brand look. Mood boards. Start every new branding project with a mood board to establish the aesthetic direction and align with the client. Know your audience's colors. Research cultural and psychological meanings of colors related to the target market and industry. Designing the envelope. Plan how your brand elements look across all touchpoints, from digital ads to physical packaging. The power of simplicity. Simplify the message. A logo or design should only communicate one core idea, not 10. Test in grayscale. Always view your design in grayscale to ensure visual hierarchy and contrast still work without color assistance. File naming convention. Adopt a professional and detailed naming system. Example, client name, project size, version, date. File type. Client intake brief. Never start without a brief. Use a detailed questionnaire to capture client needs, budget, and timeline. The Mockup presentation. Show, don't tell. Present designs within a realistic context. Example, a website mockup on a phone screen, a logo on a business card. Gathering feedback. Direct clients to provide specific, actionable feedback instead of vague, subjective opinions. Saving for print, PDF. Save final print files as a high-quality PDF with correct bleed and trim marks. Creating deliverables. Provide clients with all necessary file formats: PNG, transparent, JPEG, web, and source files, AI, PSD. Time management, block design time. Use the Pomodoro technique or time blocking to focus on deep creative work without distraction. Continuous learning. Dedicate specific time each week to learn a new software feature or trend. Example, motion graphics, 3D. Build your portfolio. Showcase results. Don't just show the design. Explain the problem you solved and the impact, if any. The designer mindset. Be a problem solver. Your job is not just to make things look pretty, but to solve a visual communication challenge.